Hello everyone, I'm about to teach you a great magic trick that will get fantastic responses from your spectators. Stay tuned to the end because after the lesson, I'm going to discuss and offer you tips and advice on how you can be successful with this trick. And I will discuss this and that, some special elements about this trick, and yes, money is involved. So stay tuned to the end so I can fill you in on what's going on with that. Let's get to the lesson. I want to show you that I have all kinds of cards here, and what I'd like you to do, go ahead and give it a mix. Shuffle, cut, whatever you like. Nicely done. And you want to give it a cut as well, just to keep it perfect. So we do have all kinds of cards here. All right, excellent. What I'm going to have you do is I'd like you to select a card. Look at it. Show the camera, please. Got it?
Uh-huh.
All right, put it on top, please, and cut the cards and complete it. All right, excellent. Now, you do have a card in mind.
Yes.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to deal the cards out, and we're going to try and see if we can get a feeling for your card. Okay? Okay, I guess we're going to be dealing a while. I'm not getting anything here. Okay. I believe that the next card I turn over will be your card. How about that? Not really?
No.
No, I'm going to turn over a card, and it's supposed to be your card.
You already
No?
know.
Okay. There. Was it 8 of hearts?
Yes.
Okay. This is a trick that's actually more fun and themed than as a magic trick. It's essentially just a find a card trick, but it has that stinger ending that makes it kind of fun. So, completely ordinary deck of cards. And you can have the spectator mix the cards, you can have them cut the cards. The whole thing is I like to just say, now there are sleight of hand techniques to glimpse the bottom card, but I'm not going to show you those here. I just sit there and tell the spectator, look, they're all mixed up. And at that point, I can just look and see the bottom card. And that's all you need to remember, as you do in a lot of these find a card tricks. Now, just for purposes here, I'm going to use the Ace of Spades as my bottom card. I think it's easier for everybody to follow if I use a distinctive card. So the Ace of Spades just happens to be on the bottom, or if you like with these kinds of tricks, you can actually put the Ace of Spades on the bottom and then just come out and do a false shuffle, which we do teach. There's a link in the description if you want to learn that false shuffle that maintains the deck of maintains the order of the entire deck. So, Ace of Spades happens to be on the bottom for purposes of the demonstration. Then you have the spectator select any card. So let's say they select the Queen of Spades. So what I like to do is have them cut, have them put the Queen of Spades here, complete the cut, and of course our Ace of Spades is on the bottom, goes on top of the Queen of Spades. Now at this point, this is also a good time to do your false cut. Really adds a sense of randomness to the trick. But of course you haven't changed the order. Now comes the reveal, and this is what this trick is all about. You come out and then you say, I'm going to deal the cards. And you keep dealing, and all you're doing is looking for that bottom card. In our case here, it happens to be the Ace of Spades. So you keep going till you see the Ace of Spades. And sometimes it could be, oh, there's the Ace of Spades. Now, what you don't want to do is make a big deal when you see your Ace of Spades. So don't stop dealing. Don't, try not to react or do anything. But this is the key here to the trick. When you deal the Ace of Spades, you know the next card is their card. So again, try not to react, just keep dealing. But at this point, you know that their card is the ace of spades. So you keep dealing cards, and here's where the stinger comes in. You say, I think I've got an impression. The next card that I turn over will be your card. And you're ready to do that, but of course you already know that their card is the queen of spades over here because of your ace of spades or whatever card you remembered at the bottom of the deck. Now at this point, you'll see the spectator react. They might laugh. I think in the demonstration, the spectator kind of said, I'd have already dealt the card, which is fine. You'll get all kinds of reactions. Most of the time, you'll see kind of a laugh, like, haha, you missed it. There's no way you know the card. And you say, well, I'm going to show you this card. The next card I turn over will be your card. And you act like you're going to turn this one over, and then you turn this one over. And it creates a fun effect for spectators. The thing I want to mention is that there are some insights into doing this trick. And so stay tuned for the prologue, and I'll fill you in on some of the details of making this trick work for you. Of course, this is basically a find a card trick, but it has that incredible little interaction that makes it a miracle and a big surprise to spectators. Now, when dealing the cards face up onto the table, I like two different themes. One is the one I used in the demo where I said, I'm going to try and get a feeling for a card here as I deal the cards. Second thing you can do, and it is related, is that you could deal the cards out and then tell the spectators you're looking for a subconscious move on their part that will indicate to you what the card is. And I think that's also fun because you can just deal and pretend you're trying to monitor the spectators. They might wink or wiggle their nose or something as the card goes by. And so a lot of times you'll see spectators, it's fun, they'll freeze up because they think that they're going to give away where the card is. Now the ending in this trick is fantastic. And like I said, it's pretty much a find a card trick, but it's got this stinger at the end where spectators will think that when you say, I'm going to deal the next card, it's going to be your card, they see their card sitting on the table, and you'll see all kinds of responses. Some people kind of laugh a little bit. Some people won't say anything, but you can see it in their faces that they know that they've got you, that you've messed up. And then, of course, at the end, when you turn over the card from the table, it is just a fantastic moment. I think you'll have a lot of success with this, and that's why this trick is so great for bars, or if you're at a party where people are drinking, they really have a lot of fun with this trick. As I mentioned in the lesson, you can use a card that you like for what's called the key card, or the card that's on the bottom. So in the example, I used the ace of spades. If you always want to use the ace of spades, and that way when you're dealing the cards out, you can always look for that ace of spades. You never have to remember on the fly whatever card happens to be on the bottom. Now obviously the spectator won't be able to shuffle in this case before you get to the trick part, but that's okay. You can just put the ace on the bottom, or whatever card you like. Feel free to do that if you're more comfortable with it. Now, what does this have to do with magic? Well, this is what's known as a sucker trick. Now, I don't really like to promote the idea that magic is performing for people and turning them into suckers. I always try to respect my audiences. I want to treat them to something that's fun, and I don't like the attitude that I'm smarter than you and I'm able to fool you and you're a sucker. I don't like that element. But this is called a sucker trick because of the setup. You're ready to turn over that card. They know for certain that that is not their card. And then you do the big sting at the end where everything changes. So that's why this is called a sucker trick. And finally, for the money aspect. Yes, people have made money off of this trick. Here's what happens, and again, I don't want to promote gambling. But what happens sometimes is you deal the cards out, their card is on the table, you tell the spectators that their card is coming up next. The card you turn over is going to be their card. You'll see the spectators react, and sometimes they'll shake their heads, and sometimes you can become adamant, double down. You tell them, really, the next card I'm going to turn over is going to be your card. And, like I said, I don't want to promote this, but people have been known to say, I know it's your card. How about we bet $5 that the next card I turn over is going to be your card? And yes, people may take up that bet, and then you give them the big stinger at the end where you turn over the card. I do need to mention that element. This is a great bar trick that will get a whole crowd involved. It gets great reactions. Hope you have fun with this. Anyway, please give us a like and please subscribe for more magic tricks in the future. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.